Hey, what's going on, guys? It's your boy LC checking in, and today I wanted to speak on a topic that I know many of us go through, and it's not fun. It's not something that uh, it's just not a good feeling to deal with it, and that's acne. And I want to speak on it because I know exactly how it feels to deal with acne, and I know the psychological effects it can have on a person, especially when you have to deal with it throughout your teen years and going into your adulthood. It's just not a good feeling, and it makes it really difficult to be the confident person that you should be, and be able to feel comfortable around people. And so I just wanted to make a video speaking on my experience with acne and how I cleared my skin up, because I feel like this could be really helpful to many people out there who are struggling with acne and who want to find a solution if every other uh, idea or solution or product hasn't worked. So basically, well, let me just give you guys a little story about my journey and my life with acne as a teenager and going into my adult years. I think around maybe 14, 15-ish, I started to have acne. I started to get pimples, and and early on, it's not so bad. You get a few pimples here and there, and you don't make that big of a deal about it. But uh, once it starts to get worse, as you get older, and other people start to notice it, it becomes an issue, and it becomes something that affects you, and not in a positive way, especially when somebody points out the fact that, your skin is, you know, like, where are those pimples coming from? Someone may ask you, or, what's with the acne, or, your brother or your sister might crack a joke about your skin, So trust me, I know the feeling. I know how it can really keep you from being the person you really want to be. And people who haven't dealt with acne probably don't understand. They don't understand how it could be such a big issue. But those of us who have dealt with it and who are dealing with it, totally understand. It's not a good feeling at all, and it's not something I would ever wish someone would have to deal with. So anyways, like I said, when I was like 14, 15, my acne started to occur, and when it started to get worse, my mom used to take me to this little clinic in the neighborhood, and they would give me this acne solution that I was supposed to dab on my skin, and eventually it would clear my skin up. And let me tell you, that stuff did not work. All it did was dry my skin out, and it just made me feel even worse, So, but I believed in it, so I can continue to use it, hoping for it to give me the results that I wanted, and they never occurred. So as the years went on, I just dealt with the acne. I tried to keep my face clean. Uh, One of my school teachers, when I was a sophomore, I believe, in high school, I'll never forget him, Mr. O'Toole. He told me he noticed how bad my skin was, and so he recommended me to go purchase a soap called Neutrogena, and it was a bar of soap. Actually, he gave me my first bar, and um, let me tell you, it definitely made a slight difference, but not major. But it helped me to understand that you needed the right soap to cleanse your skin. You need to get all of that dirt out your pores, and that bar of soap really helped me. So, Neutrogena was the name of the soap. It was a bar. They have many products. I'm pretty sure some of you guys have heard of them. And I would usually get mine from Walgreens, but I mean they sell it in many other places. I'm sure, like Walmart and Target, and so um, I was a sophomore in high school. My teacher, he told me about that soap, and I started to use it, and you know there was a difference, but not much. So on into my junior and senior year, my acne just it seemed to get worse, and it would seem to clear up a tad bit, but it would never get to the point where it made me feel like, okay, now I can walk the streets and not be noticed, not have people notice that I have acne. And so, I graduated high school. I was going into my college years, and my acne it was just the worst it had ever been. And I remember I would ride the bus and take the train, and you know it would always be one side of my face would be worse than the other. So I would try to always sit somewhere where people could just see the one side of my face, the better side, and not notice the other side. And it was just not a fun time. It was not a good time, but I can't say I was unhappy. It was just this one issue that I really needed to go away to make me feel just a little bit better, about myself. And so I would say, like, during my freshman year of college, I said, you know what, okay, something's got to change. So, I think a lot of times we know what we need to do to better ourselves, but we could continue to ignore it because whatever we're doing, it makes us feel good or we enjoy it, right? So I don't know why, but it just clicked in my head. You know what, Larry? You need to change your diet. And I'm still young, mind you. I'm like 19, going on 20, 21, and I just told myself, okay, you need to change your diet. All of the fast foods, the candies, stuff like that, I cut it out. But the number one thing, and this was a hard one, guys, because I loved it, soda. You have to cut out soda. Trust me on this. Pop, all of that sugar and the acid in it, man, that stuff, I'm telling you, once I cut out pop and I stopped eating a lot of junk foods, and drinking more water, man, I started to see an immediate change in my skin, and I would see all of these commercials about this product, that product would work, and I would try some of those things, and they would never work. But when I started drinking more water, I stopped drinking pop, I stopped eating greasy foods all of the time, and I stopped eating candy bars. When I was a kid, I would go to the corner store every day and buy me a bottle of Pepsi, because Pepsi was my favorite pop, and a the giant size Snicker bar or Milky Way, because I love Snickers and Milky Ways. And I would drink that pop and eat that candy bar. So all of that sugar, and it just wasn't good for me, and your body, it'll tell you when you're doing something wrong with it, to it. I mean, it always gives you signs, whether you feel crappy or your skin doesn't look right or your energy's not right. That's all, that's your body telling you, like, look, please, you need to change something. Whatever you're putting in me, I don't like it. Figure what it is and stop it and start to put the right nutrients and vitamins into your body so it can function correctly. So like I said, I cut out all of that crap, start drinking more water, start, you know, I would start, I stopped eating all of the junk foods, and I started to see an immediate change. So the way I would do it is, I didn't drink a bunch of water throughout the day, right? I mean, I drank water. I instead of pop, I drank water throughout the day whenever I was thirsty. But the one thing I would always do, and I believe that this really helped me a lot, I would drink a large cup of water right before I went to bed. I mean, I would find the biggest cup that I could find in the house. I would fill it up with water before I went to bed, and I would just suck it up, just drink it, as fast as you can. I mean, it might not be easy for you guys to do, some of you, but for me, I wanted my skin to be clear, and I was willing to do what I had to do to make that happen. So I would drink a big cup of water every night before I went to bed. I would always make sure I wash my face with that Neutrogena soap. I would definitely wash your face. Of course, you're gonna wash your face in the morning, but sometimes I would wash it in the morning. I would wash it midday if I had to, and I would definitely wash it before I went to bed. And another problem I had extremely oily skin. So, I think many of us who have really oily skin, we are subject to, we are more prone to having really bad acne, because that oil can clog your pores, and your dirt, gets all in your skin, and clogs your pores, and that's like a recipe for disaster. So you definitely want to keep your skin clean. Another thing you want to do, guys, is if you have really oily skin, do not use oily lotions on your face. Try to find lotions that are face lotions that are meant for, that are not oily, and that are meant to not make your skin feel oily. You want something that's gonna go into your skin and immediately it won't leave a oily residue. It'll just it'll go into your skin nice and I'm stuttering here, but you know what I'm trying to say. But yeah, so make sure you have the correct lotions for your skin. I was something else I wanted to mention. Jeez, what was it, guys? What was it? Lost my train of thought here. But yeah, anyways, make sure you put the right lotions on your skin. Make sure you drink plenty of water. Wash your face, in the morning, midday if you have to, and even before you go to bed. And cut all of that junk out of your diet. And I truly believe that you will see a difference in your skin. And I have a lot of acne marks, from when I had acne as a child. But my acne was really bad. It was really bad. And to where my skin is now, it's not perfect, but I would take this any day over what I had before. It was just not, it was a nightmare. It wasn't fun to deal with. And I know many of you out there who are dealing with acne know exactly what I'm saying. It's not a good feeling. So I'm still trying to think of what I wanted to mention, guys. Let me see if I might have it in my notes here, because I know it's something important. Oh, that's it. Man, how could I forget that? So one of the problems I also, I have really sensitive skin, so of course I have to keep all of the crap out of my body, and I have to keep my face clean, but I have to make sure I do not touch my skin with my hands. Like sometimes I have a habit of touching my nose or rubbing my eye or something. And you can keep your hands clean, but they're not always going to be clean because you're doing stuff throughout the day. You're picking stuff up. You're opening doors, and so that dirt, that bacteria. You rub your face, and if you have sensitive skin like me, you can have a breakout. So definitely try to keep your hands out of your face. And when I was in school, especially in college, sitting there listening to the teacher's lecture, it would get bored sometimes. So I would always like lay on my arm. I would lay my forehead on my arm or lay my cheek on my arm. And I noticed that that's where I would have my biggest breakouts, like around my cheek area and on my forehead, and it would always be worse on one side than the other. And that was because I would lay on one side more often than the other side. So that's extremely important as well, guys. Do not, don't lay on your arm and with your face and your forehead. You're probably going to break out if you have skin like mine, if you have really sensitive skin. Another soap that's really good, and it's cheaper than Neutrogena. This stuff here, Yardley London. This one's shea buttermilk. Has a really nice smell, but it's just a really basic soap, but it really cleanses my skin well. That's huge when you have really oily skin. You want something to really get into the pores of your skin and get all of that dirt and that that oil out. So this is a good soap if like you're on a budget and you don't want to spend the extra couple dollars on a Neutrogena. Works really well. You can find this in Walmart. They have a variety of different scents. I think it's maybe about 3 to 4 cents. It's cheap, and it's a really good soap. Somebody recommended it to me. I gave it a try, and I liked it. Oh, and you know what? I never even noticed this. It's actually for sensitive skin, if you can see that. And that's funny because I've been buying this for about maybe 3 years now, and I never noticed that it said that. So maybe that's another reason why it works really good with my skin. But yeah, this is definitely a really good soap, guys. I highly recommend you give it a try if you have sensitive skin and you need something that's going to really cleanse your skin and get the oil out of your pores. So that's my video, guys. I really truly hope that I've helped someone. And man, guys, if you're dealing with acne, just give it a try, and you should see results within a week if you're consistent with it. I know my skin started to clear up immediately, and I haven't had issues with acne since. I'm 37 years old now. I started to change my diet and drink more water and all of the things I changed to clear my skin up when I was around 21, and I haven't had an outbreak, since. Maybe a pimple here or there, but it probably would be because I was touching my face or something, but nothing major, guys. So I hope this helps. I hope you guys can get your skin cleared up if you're dealing with acne, and I'm out.